This is a reading for the sign of Gemini. So I started your poll for this inquiry with the season of the witch, okay? And you received Wolf, number 44. So Gemini, instinct and intuition are gifts from the powers that be to help us discover happiness, support, and well-being. Intuition is our inner knowing that connects us to the intelligence of the spirit realm and to the intelligence of the earth. Sadly, many of us have muted our animal natures. We've become too reliant on what we can see and have forgotten to tap into the intelligence that is already available to us. We've become too reliant on what we can see and have forgotten to tap into the intelligence that is already available to us. Wolf is calling to remind you that you know your way home. You may feel lost or confused about something in your life. You may not know which direction to travel or what is safe to pick up along the way. Wolf allows your instinct to take over. You receive this guidance through the urges you feel. It's like a push and pull right in the center of your being. Take a few moments to feel the urges when faced with a decision. You can start with something small like a toothpaste, which toothpaste to buy or which blog to read. This will help you to build trust in your instincts. Eventually, you will be able to tap into this energy at will and use it for every decision you make in life. So I feel like it's really interesting that I pulled from the Soul Work Oracle, and the card that came out is number 15. It says, confront your opposite polarity. Confront your opposite polarity. And being the sign of the twins. Then at the bottom of the deck, it says, number 45, be the powerful space between opposite poles. Be the powerful space between opposite poles. So for this energy, the underlying energy surrounding you, it's like this middle. See how the illustration is? There's a middle stance, the middle ground, and a way that brings you to neutrality and brings you to the strongest place in the opposition of poles. And with this first message, confront your opposite polarity. That's just, those two cards just go together, so on point. So I thought that was really interesting. Then I pulled for the most potent surrounding energies, and so what came out was the 5th house, the 11th house. This is for in the zodiacal wheel. And the trine aspect, which is the triangle, it's a flow. It's a great aspect to have, and it's harmonizes, it enriches, it benefits things, energizes, lubricates, and it supports. So the 5th house is the Leo ruled house. It's about entertainment, creativity, play, love affairs, passion, parties, children, humor, romance, and disco ball. Okay, 5th house. Then the 11th house, this is about your friendships. It's an Aquarius ruled house. It's about community, humanity, hope, festivals, discoveries, common goals, rebellion, the future. Okay. And so that's 5 and 11. That's the 5th house, the 11th house. These are very pertinent to your energy at this time. Then Chiron, that's the wounded healer. It's about healing powers, growth, release, personal development, inherited issues, self-doubt, generational trauma, shame, sensitivity, forgiveness, superpowers, divinity, cleansing. So Chiron is all about where you're wounded, and then as life goes down and windy roads and journey along, we become aware of our wounding, and then we are able to heal it. And in the healing is where the energy of turning to help others begins. Once you begin healing, then you are able to then lend a hand to others who are beginning their journey into their wounds. So it's very much an energy of like paying it forward somewhat. Then the Leo, and this is the lover, right? And you did get that 5th house, which is the Leo ruled house. You could have heavy placements in Leo, you could be dealing with a Leo, or you could just be exemplifying this energy a lot right now. And this is expressive, creative, loving, playful, warm, self-confident, flirtatious, bedazzling, vital, egotistical, juicy, proud, trusting, and excessive. That's what it says. Leo the lover. Excuse me. Okay, so I asked the hidden aspects to show themselves here. So you've got hidden betrayal. Betrayal can be hidden beneath loyalty. Uncover it to protect yourself. Then shadow whispers. Subtle whispers of secrets surround you. Listen closely to uncover hidden motives and truths. So at this time, Gemini, it's wise for you to say less and listen more. Listen a lot more. Listen to what is said and what isn't said. Veiled motives. Motives are often veiled. Discover the true reasons behind people's actions. This is about that wounding too, that Chiron energy, because oftentimes unhealed wounds definitely affect our motivations. So listen to what is being said, and more importantly, what isn't being said, and try to talk less and listen more. It's going to benefit you, and it's going to give you a lot more clarity and insight that will be beneficial for you as you journey forward. So I pulled from this oracle deck. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a comic book thing, like strip or whatever. It's really neat. It's got cool messages. So you just take which ones resonate for you, Gemini. So first one's number 68, caught in tensions. Feels a barrier to intimacy, unable to form close relationships. Feels powerless in decision-making and unable to influence outcomes. Believes conflict awaits at every turn and struggles to find common ground. Then number 62, this is called mimic chest. What seems valuable may hide danger and images in your daily life, and serves as a reminder to guard against mimic chests. Beware of the too good to be true offers and guard your heart against illusions of wealth. Bang, this is a warning. Firing a warning shot as a sign of authority and control, or skips necessary steps to gain an advantage. So there could be things that you're like hurrying through and not doing so that you are done something faster, but it's going to really deter you in the long run because those steps are necessary. Petty gains, yeah, exactly, right after that, petty gains. It says, being penny-wise, pound foolish, and undermining overall success. Chasing pennies and neglecting larger financial goals. Chasing tiny profits and sacrificing long-term growth. Then, more money cards. Savings. Anticipating needs prevents last-minute scrambles. A financial cushion provides comfort during tough times. So this is a need for you to be frugal and to save, because there's things coming up in your future that you're going to need to have some savings accrued for your own benefit. Then sudden wealth. This is false security lingers in material abundance, masking deeper voids. Constant craving for external validation dims the value of your inner worth. Okay? So take those messages as they resonate for each of you. Now, I pulled from the Island Time Wellness, and you've got 3 cards here. First one out was photograph. Looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, making new memories. And then the snake. This is competition, enemy, clever, malicious. Look over your shoulder, and it says the other woman. Then coffin. Endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, and transition. This is like that scorpionic energy, like the death card in the tarot. All right, then archetypes. First one out for Gemini was the riddle, okay? And it states, when the riddle is present, one must stop searching for the right answer. It cannot be found, and ultimately it is not important. Rather, there must be a shift from the literal to the metaphorical, from logic to mythic. You are thinking too small and literally about the situation. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious, like the elusive wisdom in a Zen koan. Focusing harder won't do it. Neither will increase effort. Time, surrender, and humor are your only allies. What feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Eventually, you'll learn a profound lesson from the riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect and the reality of not knowing. It may, in fact, be the only reality there is. Now, it says in its light quality, it's a great awakening or an aha moment, and in its dark qualities, it's manipulation, deceit, and trickery. And you did get that manipulation message in the last oracle deck I just read to you. Oh, all right. And then the next one that you received was called the nectar. And it says, in Hindu mythology, there is a miraculous substance known as Amrit, A-M-R-I-T, or nectar, that contains infinite healing power. That's that healing with Chiron, the wounded healer. This golden nectar or sacred elixir is the drink of immortality, and like its sister substance, Soma, is known to activate subtle and intelligent forces that ease the mind, body, and spirit. Though esoteric, these images lead us to the central energy of this archetype, the sweet, potent, heavenly essence that lubricates our spirit back to life. The nectar card calls us to identify and relish in places, practices, people, and activates that regenerative and heal. Medicine is needed, and it comes in subtle forms that you may be overlooking. Seek the most sensual, fragrant flower in the garden you have forgotten. Don't underestimate this remedy. It is said when somebody has activated this substance within, it is reflected in their shimmering eyes. When it's in its light state, it's glowing, relaxed, subtle, and illumination. And in the dark, it's fixation on fixing. So a fixation on fixing. Aggression, approach to healing. Sorry, an aggressive approach to healing. An aggressive approach. And at the bottom of the deck for you all was the Queen. So like the counterpart, the King, the Queen has a dualistic nature. Either she presides over the realm with grace and eloquence that comes from the heavens to uplift the spirit of others, or she falls into petty moods, casting a shadow across the land. If the king is the ego, the queen is the expression of that ego in the world. She is the lotus's bloom, the dancer's bow, the moon's radiant reflection. When the queen is seated in her rightful place, she is patient and forgiving. She waits for the grace of God and Goddess to move through her, striving and grasping for nothing to be the benevolent leader. To embody the queen is to settle into deep trust, resolve, and power. The royal queen fears nothing, for divinity itself cradles her heart. When it's in its light aspects, it's the embodiment of grace, courage, resolve, and stillness. And in its dark qualities, it's vain, wrathful, self-righteous, and demanding. So those are the archetypes that have come out for you at this time: the riddle, the nectar, and the queen. I found it interesting that the queen is the counterpart for the king, and you've got those messages about the opposite poles and to confront your opposite polarity. Right, that's like the counterpart kind of energy almost. And then to be the powerful space between opposing poles. Okay, I also want to... Okay, so when I pulled the tarot for you, now I used the Hocus Pocus deck because we are close to Halloween. And so the Knight of Candles is actually the Knight of Wands. So this energy is proud to the point of fearlessness. They trust their instincts and always follow through with never a moment's hesitation. This confidence leads to various adventures, whether for the better or for the worse. This knight is known to be adventurous, very freedom-oriented, not very dependable. You know, some people call it the player of the tarot because it's that energy of like, here tonight, not here tomorrow, or here tonight, gone tomorrow, as you've said. Followed by the Seven of Swords. Now, this energy is manipulation and deceit. So you need to beware of deceit and manipulation by those around you. The ones you call friends may be foes in disguise, and their betrayal will be devastating. Reflect on those who may gain from your misery. Have they been honest? Have you been fooled? That's how it's supposed to be, 2 candles. That's pretty synchronistic, I think, as well, Gemini. Especially for the messages about the polarities and the way that it's Gemini, twins, and followed by the 9 of Cups, okay? And that's the 9 of Potions in this deck. It says, after toiling over a hot cauldron, your potion is finally complete. Great challenges have netted great rewards, and your prosperity is well earned. Your material success will be balanced by spiritual enlightenment. But there's also this dissatisfaction with the rewards offered in reverse. This may be due to your greed or to expectations being too high. This energy also indicates the obsession with the material has led to neglect the spiritual. Look within, not without, to see what you lack. Look within, not without, to see what you lack. And lastly is this beautiful transformation, which is Scorpio. It is the death card in the tarot. And as one thing is destroyed, another is born anew. Even when, you will face great destruction, followed by great renewal. Allow the old to pass and the new ideas and opportunities to move forward. By accepting them, you shall become greater. You may be fearing the change that looms ahead of you. And please reflect on any hesitation and seek out the truth. Do you truly wish to remain in an inactive state? Or is now the time for change, and is that correct for you? So that's Scorpio energy here, and that's major arcana number 13 for you, Gemini. I also have shadow deck, and it talks about the shadow aspects of humans, and so I pulled for Gemini's most potent shadow energies at this time that they could be mindful of to like draw attention to it to help you guys out. So the first one was superficial. You care too much about outward appearances. Start with your inner work, your value, your self-esteem, and your personality. And underlying that was quarrelsome. Does this action fulfill an emotional need for you? Does it make you feel powerful? Is it a bad habit that needs to stop? Quarrelsome. The best thing to do with our shadow aspects is to draw our attention to them so that we can become aware of how we're reacting and what we may be like on autopilot with, so that way we can ignite the proper channels to facilitate the quality of life that we actually desire and not just run on autopilot. So that's why I pulled from that to give us insight. Now, your advice here is super, super cool, because I pulled from the Double Majors Tarot, which has just got all the major arcana and like the court cards only. But it's got 2 of each, so 2 Kings of Cups, 2 Queens of Cups, and so on. So I couldn't believe this. The 2 that came out for you was both the Queen of Wands. Now, this is so surreal because it's so right into the theme of this polarity, right? She's doing completely different things in each illustration, excuse me, where, you know, the first one, she's very stoic and she's in her, like, regality and no expression on her face. And then the other opposite side, she's very much enthralled with gardening, the flower, the cat. Her hat is like a sun hat, not a crown. Like, it's just the another side of her. Like, you could very well say the polarity. So that's what was really striking to me, was how it's showing 2 sides. And of course, it's very synchronistic with you as your sign placement. I mean, your zodiac sign, Gemini, and also the messages that have come out about confront your opposite polarity. There we go. So that's incredible. And the Queen of Wands is very much about, she's the Queen of Fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and you did get that Leo energy right here. So, and the Queen of Wands is very magnetic. She's very attractive. She draws people in. She's very magical and knows her worth. Very authentic. Just very alluring. So, this is your advice: to stand in your power and to stand in your magic, which is your instincts, your intuition. You know, that is your power. That's where your powers lie, because that's where we get spoken to through the divine, the unseen. Then a number for beautiful Gemini is 1010 1010. And this says, it's up to you. Moderation. And look at this. That's that neutrality. That's that middle road. Moderation, right? It's like the Temperance card in Major Arcana, that alchemical fire and water, and that neutral middle ground. So moderation, patience, flow, clarity, joy, movement, self-realizations, taking action, and unconditional love. It's time to put those long-cherished ideas into action. You will soon come into contact with the appropriate individuals, circumstances, and resources. Eventually, you will experience joy as well as brand new opportunities. Trust in the process. And it's up to you. It truly is up to you. And trust in the process. Underlying this is 2424. And this says good times. It says, you are worthy of affection, leisure, and pleasure. If you tell your family and friends how you feel, you'll find that you're all on the same page and you all can work together effectively. Many people are rooting for you. If you spread love, it will find its way back to you multiplied. So those are your numbers for this reading. All right, Geminis, let me get you a message here to end this. I hope these messages helped you. I hope that they resonated for you. Whoa. So you got 2 cards, of course. Oh my God, look how they came out. It's just so fitting with the theme here. And the way it's the opposites and the polarities. Oh, it's killing me. So the first one is freedom. I realize my wounds, there's that Chiron, the wounds, create doubt. I realize my wounds create doubt, resentment, and guilt. So I work to free myself of darkness. I cast off negative thoughts, find peace in my heart, and discover the being of light within me. Oh, that's beautiful. And it says, in God's hands. My trust in life is implicit. God's greater knowing and greatest love guide my heart and my choices. My faith is steady, and I remain true to my light. Everything unfolds according to God's will. So I really want to show you how these, they even have the same color. This deck has all different colors. Like they're not just orange. So for those to come out flipped like that, just complete opposites. Like it just blows my mind, especially with the two Queen of Wands energy. And yeah, it's just really potent for you, Gemini. And then you even got 10-10 and 24-24. Like really, it's like this, just mirroring. Okay, what should Gemini be mindful of in effects of time? Oh well, it just says sometime in the future. Well, be vague, why don't you? With November at the bottom of the deck here, which is, you know, Scorpionic. It's Scorpio season. And a little bit of Sagittarius at the end of November, which is directly opposing you on the zodiacal wheel. Your direct opposite is Sag. Okay, Gemini, if these messages resonated for you, please like the video, comment, let me know, and subscribe to support your girl. I really appreciate you watching the video, and I'm giving you all kinds of positive vibes. Take care until next time.